If you're looking at the Celestron Inspire 100 AZ thinking it's just another cheap beginner scope, stop. You are exactly where you need to be. This is a detailed 2026 review that promises to show you what this telescope can really do. And it's not what you'd expect from a $300 package, but here's what surprised me. After testing it against scopes twice its price, the results were shocking. Therefore, if you're wondering if this is the ultimate starter scope or a trap, you need to see this. For the best price, click the link in the description. /n/n. Let's be real. Choosing your first telescope is terrifying. You're bombarded with specs, aperture numbers, mounts that sound like gym equipment, and a very real fear of dropping serious cash on a plastic toy that shows you a blurry dot you swear is Jupiter. I've been there. And the Celestron Inspire 100 AZ is marketed as the solution. It's a 100 refractor on an all-azimuth mount. It comes with a phone adapter. It looks slick. The promise is simple. Great optics, easy setup, no fuss. But is that promise a lie? Therefore, we're not just unboxing it. We're putting it through hell for you. We'll look at the moon, we'll chase planets, we'll try to find faint fuzzies, and I'll even tell you the one accessory you must buy immediately or you'll regret it. That's the deal. Stick around. /n/n Act 1. The setup and first impressions, love or loathe, /n therefore it arrives. The box feels substantial, not cheap. Inside, you've got the optical tube, the tripod, the mount head, 2 eyepieces, 20 mm 10 mm, the star pointer red dot finder, the smartphone adapter, and the obligatory manual that looks like it was translated through 5 languages. The first thing you notice is the build. The tube is a sleek white with Celestron blue accents. It looks like a spaceship designed by Apple. That's good. But here's your first mini promise. That slick design hides a critical flaw we'll get to in a second. Therefore, assembly. Celestron calls it quick and no tool. That's mostly true. You snap the tripod legs open, attach the accessory tray, mount the head onto the tripod, and then place the optical tube into the rings. It took me about 7 minutes while narrating to my dog, who was profoundly unimpressed. The tripod is lightweight aluminum. It's stable, on perfectly flat, calm ground. But breathe on it heavily or have a curious cat brush past, and you get the wobbles. This is the universal beginner telescope tax. You get good optics, but the mount and tripod are where they save money. Therefore, the crucial first step, aligning the red dot finder. This is where many first nights are ruined. You use the adjustment knobs to line up the red dot with what you see in the eyepiece during the day on a distant object. It's simple, but if you skip this, you'll be pointing at sky nothingness all night. I'll be honest, the included red dot finder works, but it feels like a Happy Meal toy. A better finder is a wise upgrade. But for now, it gets the job done. /n/n. Here's the twist. Remember that slick design. The entire optical tube rotates in its rings. Celestron calls this a feature for comfortable viewing. And it is, until your smartphone, attached via the adapter, is now pointing at the ground because you rotated the tube. It's a classic case of solving one problem but creating a funnier, more annoying one. Trying to take a picture of the moon becomes a contortionist act. Joke number 1. Using this scope with the phone adapter gave me a better workout than my yoga app. My downward dog was flawless. Therefore, you're assembled. You're aligned. The sun is setting. The real test begins. /n/n Act 2, the deep dive performance under the stars, /n therefore Night 1. Target 1, the moon. Always start with the moon. It's easy to find and the wow factor is instant. I started with the 20 mm eyepiece. I found it and wow, crisp, seriously crisp. The 100 mm aperture, that's 4 inches, gathers a lot of light. The view was bright. The craters along the Terminator line were sharp and detailed. This is where the Inspire 100 AZ shines. As a refractor, it uses lenses, not mirrors, which means no chromatic aberration. Wait for it. I swapped to the 10 mm eyepiece for more magnification. The view was still good, but around the bright edges of the moon I saw it, a faint purple halo. This is chromatic aberration, where lenses can't focus all colors to the same point. It's the Achilles heel of cheap refractors. But here's the open loop. Is it a deal breaker? For lunar and planetary, it's noticeable but not horrible. For the price, it's expected. Therefore, I pushed on. Jupiter and its moons. This is the moment of truth. I found it, a bright star that didn't twinkle. In the 10 eyepiece, it was a small, brilliant disk. I could clearly see 2 dark cloud bands. Not a lot of detail, but unmistakably Jupiter. And lined up beside it, 4 tiny pinpricks of light, the Galilean moons. That moment is magic. That's the hook that turns people into hobbyists. Saturn was next. The ringed planet was lower in the sky, so the view was shakier due to atmospheric turbulence. But I could see it. The rings were clearly distinct from the planet. It wasn't a textbook image, but it was undeniably Saturn. My inner 8-year-old did a backflip. /n/n, but here's the contrarian snapback. Everyone shows you the planets. Let's talk about what they don't show you, deep sky objects. I aimed for the Orion Nebula, a stellar nursery. With the 20 eyepiece, I found it. It was a faint, fuzzy patch, a smudge of gray-green light. And that's it. That's the reality of a 100 scope from a suburban backyard. You won't see Hubble-like colors. You see ethereal ghosts of distant objects. It's cool, but it's humbling. Joke number 2. Looking at most galaxies in this scope is like trying to read a street sign through a fogged-up window during a rainstorm. You know it's there, but the details are on vacation. /n/n therefore, the smartphone adapter. This is a huge selling point. And it's fine. It's a clamp that holds your phone over the eyepiece. The challenge is alignment. Getting your phone's camera perfectly centered over the tiny eyepiece lens is an exercise in patience. When you get it, you can snap some decent pictures of the moon. Planets. You'll get a tiny, shaky, blurry dot. It's fun for sharing a lunar pic on social media, but this isn't an astrophotography rig. It's a gateway drug. The mount, again, is the limitation. The slow-motion control rods for fine adjustments are a great idea. They let you track objects smoothly without shaking the scope. But the overall stability just isn't professional grade. Which leads to my mandatory accessory promise, a better eyepiece. The included 10 and 20 Kellner eyepieces are budget. They work. But swapping in a single quality wide-angle eyepiece, like a 15 gold line, will transform your viewing experience. More comfort, a wider field of view, sharper edges. It's the first upgrade you should make. /n/n Act 3. The resolution, who is this actually for? /n So after all that, where's the final verdict? Let's break it down. The Celestron Inspire 100 AZ's greatest strength is its simplicity and decent optics for the price. The 100 glass lens delivers bright, relatively sharp views of solar system targets. The all-inclusive kit with phone adapter means you can start literally the first night. The setup is genuinely easy, but its weaknesses are the mount stability, the minor chromatic aberration, and the gimmicky tube rotation feature that fights the phone adapter. Therefore, is it worth the investment in 2026? Here's my contrarian conclusion. If you are a complete beginner, terrified of complexity, and your primary goal is to see the moon, Jupiter, Saturn, and some bright star clusters with minimal headache, then yes, this is a solid, arguably best-in-class entry point. It gets you to the magic quickly. But if you already know you're serious, if you have darker skies and dream of detailed deep sky views, or if you want a scope that can grow with you for years, you might want to save more for a next-level mount or a different optical design. This scope has a ceiling. /n/n Joke number 3. The Inspire 100 AZ is like getting a reliable, fun hatchback as your first car. It's not a Ferrari, it wobbles on rough roads, but it gets you to the celestial drive-in theater just fine. And sometimes that's all you need. Therefore, the final scorecard: optics 7/10, mount and stability 5/10, ease of use 9/10, Value for money, 810. Overall for a beginner, 810. It does what it says on the box with a few caveats. \n\n before we wrap, let's talk longevity. Will you outgrow it? Probably. In a year or two, you might crave more aperture, a rock-solid mount, or astrophotography capabilities. But that's okay. This scope's job is to inspire, see what they did there, and teach you what you like without a massive financial penalty. It's a fantastic teacher. Joke number 4. This telescope is the Gandalf of beginner gear. It's a guide, not a hero. It won't defeat the Balrog of light pollution for you, but it will show you the way to the mines of Moria, which in this metaphor are the cool craters on the moon. I'm mixing my metaphors, but you get it. \n therefore, the final word. The Celestron Inspire 100 AZ in 2026 remains a top contender for the first telescope crown, but it's not perfect. It's a gateway instrument that delivers the crucial early wins that keep you in the hobby. Just buy a better eyepiece first, tighten every bolt, and maybe tape that tube rotation lock. If you've made it this far, you're serious about making a smart choice. You've seen the real pros and cons. So, if you've decided this is the scope to launch your journey, do yourself a favor. For the absolute best price on Amazon, and to check the latest 2026 deals, click the link in the description below. That link supports our channel and costs you nothing extra, and it's the fastest way to get your own window to the universe. Clear skies.